All right. Let's try that again. Welcome to the Mana Drain podcast. I'm Joe. This is my son Eli. How you doing today, bud?
Good.
Good. That's that is good. Awesome. Well, that's exciting. So what have you been up to today?
Working.
Working? You always say that. What are you working on?
Project.
What kind of projects? You got something going on tomorrow at school.
My play.
Yeah. Tomorrow your play. Yeah.
You need to give me my Pokemon cards back.
I need to give you that. You know, this is the perfect time to bring that up. I mean, none other than when we're going live talking about Magic cards. Like, hey, you know what? That thing you didn't do yesterday, you didn't do this. Let's do that. Yes, I will give you back your Pokemon cards. I'm not going to keep them. So what we're here to talk about is how about you tell me, what are we here to talk about?
The new cards.
Talking to your mic, dude.
The new cards.
New cards, the new Magic set called Unstable. Right there. Oop, there you go. Unstable. So this is not a traditional Magic set. This is not a set that goes into like the standard rotation that we're playing with our dinosaur decks and pirates and all that stuff. This is no. This is a set that you're just supposed to play within itself. You're supposed to get a couple friends together. You can either crack 6 packs of cards and build a 40 card deck, or what most people do is you take 3 packs of cards and you draft them. So you pick one card, pass it to your partner, pick one card, pass it to your partner, and you draft a deck. That's generally what you do with this type of set. At least that's how it's developed and designed. So we're going to open up a couple packs. We've got 5 packs of cards here from the new Unstable set. Now, the other thing that makes this set special is, we talked about a little bit last week, I believe. Don't twist that, please. Thank you. We talked about a little bit last week how all these cards are all based on jokes. They're all jokes. It's all fun and games. There's nothing real serious about it. It's not like a huge competitive thing, which I guess you could make it competitive. But it's supposed to be fun, right? There's monkeys and there's the half shark, half cat things and the half cards, all that good stuff.
And there's like a 3-header thing.
A 3-headed thing? Oh, that's a goblin.
A goblin.
Yep. So we're going to open those up and just kind of have a nice little chit chat. If you want to join in the fun, make sure you're on twitch.tv/72DPI online. Or you can visit our YouTube page, which we highly recommend, youtube.com/72DPI online. Get subscribed, leave us a comment. We're hoping by the end of 2017 we can be up to 25 subscribers. A whole 25. Come on, people. That's 10 subscribers from now. What's up, buddy? You were tapping me. What you need?
Can we do this first?
Do what first?
Open these packs.
I don't think we're doing anything else on this podcast. Trying to keep your attention span for more than 5 packs of cards proves to be difficult. So how about this? So we also have this fancy new way of... Oh no, it's not working. Why is it not working? Did it turn off? Oh. Oh, come on. Really?
Is it dead?
Oh. Time out. Really? Oh.
Did it die?
The camera battery died. Oh, man.
Just when we started.
Just when we started, bro. No way. Gotta bust out the
batteries.
We gotta bust out the batteries here. Let's flip this around and go back to our normal thing here. I don't know if I got the other battery in here or not. Oh no, bro.
We're dead.
Man, I was so excited too because we were like, hey, this is gonna be awesome.
And we ruined it.
Well, it looks like you guys are stuck looking at our ugly mugs. That stinks.
Are they still watching?
They are still watching. People are definitely still watching. But we had this whole elaborate plan with the camera set up so you could see the tabletop, so we don't have to pull up the camera or pull up the cards anymore. So now we're not gonna download the cards real quick mid episode. We're just gonna crack the packs and show them what you got. That stinks. So note to self: on Sunday nights we need to make sure the camera battery is charged. So why don't you go ahead? Let's go ahead and crack open the packs. Go ahead and go and open one.
This one's gonna be mine.
How about you talking to the microphone?
This one's gonna be mine.
Okay.
It's like a mouse crab thing.
Let's see. So let's see. What did you get?
Mouse crab.
So you got. Let's see here. Success. This is a. There's a. Highly professional production we're putting on here. Success. 1 white mana. It's an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's a host or an augment, it gains lifelink until end of turn. So that's the half spells. So this is let's see here. So you've got Crafty Octopus. There we go. Nana and Poppy say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
Crafty Octopus. Let's see here. When this creature enters the battlefield, it assembles as a. This creature assembles a contraption. So you put the top card of your contraption deck face up onto one of your sprockets. So that lets you put in your. Dive into the other types of cards that are coming into play. The contraptions. This is another one of the split cards. This is the Dirty Rat. What is that? How much does he cost?
One anything and 1 black.
And he's a 1/1. And see here, when this creature enters the battlefield, target opponent discards a card. That's not too bad. What else did you get? Let's see here. Voracious Vacuum. Voracious Vacuum.
Yay.
This is a 1/1 for 3 mana. When this creature enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, so it buffs the creature a little bit. That's not too bad. What else did you get? Ooh, look at there. So the interesting thing about this set, so this is a plane, so this is just their basic land. Let me see, do I have another? I don't know if oh yeah, I do. They're here. So here's what a regular set of basic planes look like. So these you generally have 23 to 30 or 23 to 26 in your deck, and this is so like to pay for this success card. It's got 1 white mana symbol up here in the top right corner. The way you pay for that is with your planes, right? So you tap your plane sideways, that produces the white mana. So this is generally what the white mana or planes card look like in a regular set. But in Unstable, they make these fancy lands that have no border, there's no text on them, there's just like the top of the planes. These actually, the good thing about this set is these individual cards, since they're highly sought after, and the only way to get these is by opening packs of cards. This planes right here is worth $3. So that's not too bad. Obviously, it'll go down over time just because more cards will be opened. If you can get a foil one of those lands, you're looking upwards of 50. I think the island is worth like $75 because of how rare they are. So this one's called Ground Pounder. We're not going to go through all of them. We would have if the camera was working. Maybe if is Amanda in the chat? If Amanda could bring us down a camera battery, that would be fantastic.
Is this a rare?
That's the rare, yes. So Ground Pounder he's 2/2 for 2 mana. You pay 3 and 1 green. Roll a 6-sided die. Ground Pounder gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the result. Whenever you roll a 5 or higher on the die, Ground Pounder gains trample until end of turn.
Here's my rare.
There's your rare. Infectable. Get on, cat. Blessing. Yeah. So let's see. This is an enchantment and enters the battlefield. Choose a rarity, so you can pick common, uncommon, rare, or mythic. Whenever a creature with the chosen rarity enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. So that's cool. That's actually really good in limited because you're going to be drawing lots of common cards and using lots of common cards. So here's part of the augment. There's a train, steam powered is part of it. So then what you would do is when you would augment one of your, like, let's say we got the rat here, right? So it's the rat card is Dirty Rat. So you play the Dirty Rat first, and then to augment it with the steam powered part, you have to pay 4. So then it becomes a steam powered rat.
Steam powered rat.
Right. So you pay 2, put the rat on the battlefield, then you pay 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it gives your rat +0 +4, so it makes it a what? What's 1 plus? Whoops, you dropped the cards, bro. Oh. What's 1 plus 4?
5.
Yep. So it's a 1/5, and then it also gives it the ability you can pay. So the rat, when it enters the battlefield, target player discards a card. But with the steam powered train, you can pay 5 and do that ability over and over and over again. That's a pretty good combo right there. A little expensive, but in the late game, being able to control your opponent's hand, yeah.
We're not going all through.
Yeah, let's take a look. See what else did you get? Let's take a look. Oh, these are the cool ones. Let's look at these. These are the neat ones. So these are the contraption cards. So see how notice how they're borderless. They don't have like the black or the silver border or the black border down at the bottom here. These contraption cards are, let's see here, was it the success one? No, the octopus referenced it. So when you draft or build a deck, your 40 card deck, these cards are separate. So you don't put these cards in your 60 cards or your 40 cards. These go into a separate deck on their own. So like when the octopus comes into play, you get to assemble a contraption, which basically means you take the top card off your contraption deck and you get to put that on one of your sprockets. So every time you crank your contraption, one of these things happen. So this is called widget contraption. Whenever you crank widget contraption, it assembles another contraption. So basically, whenever this goes off, you get to draw another card and put another card on the actual contraption itself. So it's kind of like a draw a card, play a card kind of thing. We got the boom finger. It's the same. It's kind of a similar card from that same set. What else? What else do you get? Scooch in. Which one of those cards do you like the most? Do you like the octopus?
I like the octopus.
You like
Actually, I like.
You got the rat. You got the train. I think, what is that? Like a squirrel with, what is that?
Squirrel with like crab hands.
Yeah, it's like a squirrel with like crab hands on it. It's kind of silly. Oh no, it's a bunny.
Bunny.
It's like part bunny, part crab. That's funny. Okay. Here, let's put those back in the pile. Let's take a look. You got what did you get? You got a foil zombie. That's cool. Oh, check out that. It's like you got like foil on one side, and then it's
I don't
like
want to see that.
full art on the other.
I don't want to see that.
Brains.
It will remind me of Walking Dead.
It'll remind you of You've never watched Walking Dead.
Well,
Hey Amanda, I see that you're in chat. Our camera battery died. Do you have another one? I know I should have charged it. That would have been the smart thing to do. Oh, we got the cat. Adorable kitten.
Yay. What if
So-
it was where's my train?
So it would be the steam-powered kitten.
His team.
So when it enters the battlefield, you roll a 6-sided die. You gain life equal to the result. So this steam-powered engine, or steam-powered, when you augment your kitten, your adorable kitten, basically what that means is you've made a 1/5 cat that you can pay 5 to gain either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 life, depending on how well you draw or roll a 6-sided die. Let's try and keep these in somewhat of an order.
Get the kitten.
These foil tokens are pretty badass. Excuse me, awesome. Let's see here. Oh, we got the kangaroo. There's the kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
So the talk correctly. So the kangaroo lets you, as when it enters the battlefield, you get to roll a 6-sided die, and you get to put a number of +1/+1 counters on this creature equal to the result. So he costs 5. Well, we're not. Yeah, I got you. So steam-powered kangaroo. Like everything that we get is going to be now steam-powered something. So basically, for the kangaroo, you're paying 5 for a 1/1 that could possibly be a 7/7. That's okay. Now, with the steam powered one, the interesting thing about this is you can continuously do those abilities. So like when this guy
over again.
Yeah, so like when this guy comes into play, you roll a 6-sided die. So that could make him a 7/7, right? But if you've got the steam powered augment on there, you could pay 5 and do it again and keep doing it over and over and over again. So that's pretty sweet. Here's a curious killbot. So this is something interesting that they've done. Wizards kept this under wraps pretty good, and I'm impressed. My hat's off to them. Wizards is the company that makes the game. Usually they're terrible at keeping secrets. Like flat out terrible. They usually have leaks and their cards get spoiled ahead of time. With this set, it actually went fairly smoothly, right? And this is kind of one of the best kept secrets they've had. So these kill bots, right? So they're very mediocre cards, right? There's 2 mana for a 2/1, no abilities, nothing, right? But there's actually different cards that say this that are like different types of kill bots. Right? It's the same exact card, same card number, same stats, same everything, but it's got like a slightly different name. The text on the flavor text is slightly different. But there's actually quite a few of these cards that are like that. Oh, we've got the first half of the ninja.
Yes.
So here's the kind of like his steam train. There's a ninja card. So the ninja card, you may activate Ninja's augment ability anytime you could cast instant. So you could augment your card anytime you want.
But instants are pretty rare, I think.
Not really. They're a little bit more interactive on your end. You can interact with the game a little bit better. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, comma. So that means like with your kangaroo. So if you make with my kangaroo, so if you make your kangaroo, see if I can line this up right, a ninja kangaroo. Anytime your ninja kangaroo would deal damage to your opponent, you get to roll a 6-sided die to make your guy big. You make your kangaroo bigger.
Let me see the ninja. It looks like a girl ninja pointing to us.
Oh boy. So we got three of the contraption cards. One of them being foil.
That's the hammerhead.
He's like his name is, it's called Headbanger.
Banger.
He's got like a giant hammer on his head. It's a goblin with a giant hammer on his head.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Like it's like tied around his
head. Chin, yeah. It says whenever you crank Headbanger, target creature must be blocked this turn if able.
And there's a bomb on it.
Yeah, there is a bomb on it. Oh no. This one is division table. So whenever you play whenever you crank division table, target player loses 2 life. Okay. Now this one is Oaken Power Suit. Don't do that, please. Whenever you crank Oaken Power Suit, target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So it kind of like shares their power and toughness. That's cool. Crank of Doom. So this is kind of like the silliness that we're talking about with this set. Like it's not really that serious, right? So Crank of Doom, and that's got like 15 O's in it. You pay 4, tap it, move the crank counter to your contraption deck's next sprocket. Okay, so you basically crank everything. Crank any number of sprockets. So that lets you crank for free. That's cool. So any one of these contraption cards that you have set up, you can crank any number of them for paying 4 mana. That's pretty nifty. Oddly uneven.
Uneven?
Yeah, how much does that cost?
3 of anything and 2 white.
Yeah, so it's a sorcery. It says choose one. each creature with an odd number of words in its name. Oh, excuse me. Destroy each creature with an odd number of words in its name, or destroy each creature with an even number of words in its name. So odd or even. That's pretty clever. That was our rare. So for 5 mana, you can.
14 O's in here.
There's 14. Did you count them all?
Yes.
Good lord. And then we got our foil spirit token.
What is it?
It's a spirit. It's a 1/1 flyer. And then on the backside has the full art. That's really cool. I don't think we knew about that. And
That's
then
actually kind of
full
cool.
art swamp.
What's a full art?
There's no border. It's a swamp. It's just a swamp. All right, crack it open, buddy.
I want.
Oh, you want to pick a pack?
Yeah, I want this one. Cause it's a monkey with stones on top of his head.
Man. Got it there?
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you how to open up packs of cards. There you go. And slide them out. There you go. What did you get?
Yay!
You got another one of your secret card, the secret or success. What else did you get? Anything new? You got the octopus. Yep, octopus. You got another one of the ground pounders. There's only 150 some cards in this set, so. Oh, common iguana. So this one's a 1/3 for 2 mana, which actually isn't bad. And when it enters the battlefield, it lets you discard a card, then draw a card. That's not bad. And then you got half orc. So so based on the 2 cards that you just got, so half orc, half iguana, or half orc, half iguana. So you pay 2 mana, put the iguana down. You may draw a card, then discard a card. And then you can augment that iguana for 3 mana, and then you put that on there. The iguana now becomes holy smokes, a 4/4 with trample, and at the beginning of each end step, if an opponent was dealt damage this turn, you may draw a card. So
What is the name?
It's half orc, half iguana.
Half orc,
half iguana. Orc is a type of fantasy creature. Iguana is like a lizard. What else did you get in there? This is a Lebrobot. Lebrobot. That's silly. Okay, what else did you get? Ooh, you got the full art island. That's pretty. Ooh.
This is pretty silly.
What's pretty silly? Wasted hireling. How much does that cost?
To have anything in 1.
To have anything in what?
And 1 black.
Very good. So let's see here. He's got flying as long as what? Okay, so this is another reason why this set is hilarious. So he's a 2/1, and he has flying as long as it's being held above the battlefield. So you have to literally hold it above the battlefield. So you can't put it on. So if you lay it on the table, he doesn't have flying. But as soon as you pick him up, he now has flying. That's pretty funny. What else did you get? Oh my God, Rules Lawyer. Look at that. This is your rare. That wall of text right there is what the card does. It's okay, so it's a 1/1 artifact cyborg advisor. Grandpa Matt's watching.
Hello.
So this costs. How much does this cost?
3 of anything and 2 white.
Yep. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. State-based actions don't apply to you or other permanents you control. And then it goes into like the rules text. Okay, that's literally it does not have anything written on there other than that. It didn't. Then it tells you what state-based effects are. Oh dear God. Anyway, keep it moving. What else did you get? Joyride Rigger. So let's see here. Joyride Rigger enters the battlefield. It assembles a contraption. It's a 3/3 for 4. What else did you get? Let's see. Ooh, you got a foil. You got a foil Thopter. That's pretty cool looking. Ooh, flying,
the,
and then there's a full art on the backside.
Here's the
That's pretty cool.
cool one.
Oh, so you got the borderless, the contraption cards. So there's a couple of the contraption cards that he opened up.
Why look at the back?
What's that?
Look at the back of it.
Yeah, so the back of it shows you the contraption, right? So those are the three the sprockets that it's talking about. So when you play the card, right? So you have one of these face down, right? And then you play your contraptions 1, 2, or 3, and then every time you move the sprocket, so your sprocket is always active on 1. When you move it to the next one, you activate any contraption that's in that column. So if you move it from 1 to 2, any contraption that's in column 2 you can activate. So these ones read, whenever you crank optical optimizer until end of turn, target creature becomes an artifact in addition to its other types, and you can tap it to draw a card. All right, and then this one says whenever you crank mandatory friendship shackles, target creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn. That's kind of neat. What's going on, Dad? We're not gonna go through all of them. Goblin Habdresser. It's got menace and other creatures. This is hilarious. Other creatures you control wearing hats in their art have menace. So see how he's got a hat on? You can't really see it. It's a goblin. There you go. So any other? Let's see. Is there any other guys that are cards that have hats on? So like our rules lawyer has a helmet on, so that would be considered a hat. So he would have menace.
Here's a hat.
Yep, he's got a hat on. So cool. All right, so we're down to 2 packs. I'm gonna open one,
And I'm gonna.
and then you open up the last one.
And it's a monkey with like rocks on its head.
I guess I should ask you which one you wanted to open up. I'm kind of sad our camera setup didn't work.
Yay! Another one.
Okay, so we've got Meerman. It's like a fish man. And okay, so you pay 4.
It's like
It's a 3/3.
It's like a already thing.
Yeah, it's like a fish and a guy. So when there's the battlefield, you draw a card.
Looks like it already did it for you.
Squirrel Dealer. How much does he cost?
1 green.
Yep, it's a 1/1, and it says when Squirrel Dealer enters the battlefield, ask a person outside the game, "Do you like squirrels?" If he or she does, create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token.
Kitten!
That's funny. Then
You're getting all the kittens.
Yep. So then we got our adorable kitten card. Allows you to augment a creature, or basically gain life to a die roll. Go to jail.
Go to jail.
How much does that cost?
1 white.
Yep, 1 white. It's an enchantment. When Go to Jail enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until Go to Jail leaves the battlefield. At the beginning of the upkeep of the exiled card's owners, that player rolls a 6-sided die. If he or she rolls doubles, or rolls 2. Oh, this is a Monopoly joke. That's hilarious. So if you roll a double, then you got to sacrifice to go to jail. So it kind of keeps the guy out of there. That's funny.
Snake.
Let's see here. What else? Anything? So here's another. We got a curious killbot. So this is kind of what I was talking about before. This is an enraged killbot. So it's the exact same card, just slightly different name.
Whoa.
That's funny. Super duper death ray.
Let me see.
I really wish our camera worked. We're gonna get this camera working for next episode. I promise. Don't touch it. It's not working. The battery's dead. So super duper death ray. How much does that cost?
To have anything in 1 red.
Yep. Super duper death ray deals 4 damage to target creature. And this is the interesting part. This is the first time a spell has had trample. So basically what that means is if they have a 1/1 on the battlefield, you can deal. Normally, the card would deal 4 damage to the 1/1. The 1/1 would die, right? It only takes 1 damage to destroy that 1/1, but the 4 damage would kill it, and that would be the end of it. But since this has trample, that means the creature would get dealt 1 damage, and then the 3 remaining damage would go to the opponent. So that's clever.
Go for
Cool.
the land.
So then we got a gnome by gnome means, and that's a very hilarious pun. Gnome, as in the fantasy character. Gnome means.
Do the land.
I will. Relax. So it costs 1 white and 2 generic. You pay 1 in white. Remove a counter from a permanent you control. Create a 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature. Pay 1 in a white. Sacrifice an artifact. Choose any kind of counter on a printed card that refers to. Then put 1 of that counter on that permanent. So basically, just adding another permanent. We've got a forest. Ooh, fancy forest. Animate library. What in the heck? So this is 4 plus a blue mana. And it says enchant your library. Stop twisting that, please. Thank you. Enchant library is an artifact creature on the battlefield with a power and toughness each equal to the number of cards in it. It's still a library. If enchanted library would leave the battlefield, exile animate library instead. Holy smokes. So for 6 mana, you've got your 50 card deck sitting next to you. You pay 6 mana and put this on top of your library, and now you have a 50/50 creature.
50/50.
It's equal. The power and toughness is equal to the number of cards in your library. That's insane. Ooh, mommy will be excited about this. We got a vampire token. It's foil. Ooh, foil. And then on the back side of it, it's full art. That's pretty cool. Fancy.
Now my
Last pack.
last package.
Let's open up a good one.
A new rare. And a cool rare.
A cool rare.
Cool new rare.
We're trying.
We're trying our best. We're trying our best.
What'd you get? Anything good? Okay, so you got the Mirror Man thing, the half fish, half dude. What's this one? It says Hammer Helper. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature and roll a 6-sided die. Until end of turn, it gains haste plus X plus O, where X is the result. So that's 4 mana. That's not too bad.
Here's one of the half things.
All right. Oh. Yep, that's the, let's see here, Feisty Stegosaurus. It's a 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, roll a 6-sided die. This creature deals damage equal to the results of target creature and opponent controls for 5 mana. That's a little pricey for a 2/1. Now, since it would be a repeatable effect, if you could do it, that'd be sweet. So this is Robo. So Robo is another half augment card, right? So you can put this on one of these half cards, right? So this is our Feisty Stegosaurus. So if you combine the Robo and the Stegosaurus, you now get Robo Stegosaurus.
Robo-Stegosaurus.
Right. So what that means is now, so the Stegosaurus comes into play. You roll a 6-sided die, and it deals damage to a creature equal to the result. So you roll a 6, it deals 6 damage. What's up?
What if it looks like there's like a line and there's a hole in it and the Stegosaurus is like peeking out the hole?
I don't know. I don't know, dude. You should write Wizards and say, hey, what happens when? And then so the Stegosaurus comes in play. You roll a 6-sided die. Deals damage to a creature an opponent controls equal to the result. So you roll 6, it deals 6 damage, right? Then you put the Robo card out. You pay 2 to put it out. It gives the Stegosaurus +1/+1 right off the bat, right? So +1/+1 down there at the bottom of Robo. It says +1 if you can read it. I don't know if you can. +1/+1. So it makes the Stegosaurus a 3/2. But instead of at the beginning or at the enter of the battlefield for the Stegosaurus ability, it changes it to at the beginning of each end step. If an artifact entered the battlefield under your controller's turn, then you roll it. So whenever you add an artifact to the battlefield. What else did you get? Anything good? Chipper Chopper. Chipper Chopper is flying. When it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another artifact. If you do, put 2+1/+1 counters on Chipper Chopper. And then assemble a contraption. What else did you get? You got a foil something. Ooh, a foil Big Boa Constrictor. Ooh, foil snake thing. And this is a 1/2 for three of anything and 1 black. And when it enters the battlefield, roll 6-sided die. Target opponent loses life equal to the roll.
You got that.
Mm-hmm. Huh. That's pretty cool. Let's see. What else did you get? What was your rare?
Oh.
Let's see. Let go.
A good rare.
You have a really good grip on cards. You know that, right? So, Modular Monstrosity is 7 mana for this monstrosity. Wow, that's just terrible. I do apologize. Really wish we had that battery. Alright, so anyway, whenever an opponent casts a spell, you have 5 seconds to choose a keyword you haven't chosen for a card named Modular Monstrosity today that's been printed on a creature card. If you do, Modular Monstrosity gains that ability. Otherwise, Modular Monstrosity loses all keyword abilities. So, like, the way this works is, I have this on the battlefield, right? Mm-hmm. You play a spell. I have 5 seconds to say flying, trample, first strike, double strike, reach, lifelink, death touch, poison, infect, any of that stuff. Anything. As long as it's something that I haven't named before that day. But if I name something else, or if I name a duplicate or I don't name something, it loses all the abilities. So it retains all those abilities. That would be awesome. All right, what else did you get in here? Let's see. We got a swamp, full art swamp. Ooh.
I wish the swamps had these kind of lands.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was like the same picture on the back.
Oh, but it's not. And then we got a foil squirrel token.
Yes,
that's probably foil. Oh, no, it's not foil on the back. Whoa, that's weird. Huh. That's strange. I wonder why not.
Let me see the back. That's weird.
Yeah. I wonder why some of them are foil or full art on the back and some of them aren't. That's kind of strange. Anyway.
That's the end of our...
All right, so the one thing I did want to mention, and real quick, we'll... let's see here. Let's switch to this real quick here. Throw this up.
No signal.
Yeah, I know it says no signal. I know. So one of the things that I wanted to mention was this is how amazing some of this artwork is. So this is the Urza Academy Headmaster original painting by Therese Nielsen. Right? She's an artist for Magic cards. She's one of the many artists that do the artwork that we find on our favorite card game. This is the original art piece for the card that she painted. It's selling for right now on eBay. The original is selling for over $6,000.
That's actually kind of cool.
It is kind of cool, isn't it?
Mhm.
That's pretty neat. There's 51 people bidding on it. There's still 6 days left. I would be surprised if this artwork sells for less than 10 grand. That's a lot of money.
Mhm.
So, all right, guys.
I wonder if it's a $500.
It's $6,000.
What?
Yeah, that's a lot of money for a piece of artwork that's just from a card game. So anyway, all right, guys. Well, that's today's show. I really do appreciate watching. Apologize for the camera malfunction. We will get that fixed by the end of by the next episode, and make sure that. See, this is you need to calm down a little bit, brah. All right?
Yes.
Okay, take a deep breath. Just relax. I know. See, 5 packs is about your limit. That's the limit. So, all right, we're gonna call it a night. Thanks for watching. Make sure you head over to youtube.com/72DPI online. Get subscribed, leave a comment. It really helps out the channel a lot. If you want to watch us live, if you're watching on YouTube in the future, thank you for watching, first off. If you want to watch us live, we go live every Tuesday, or excuse me, every Monday. Good Lord, every Monday. Probably about 7 o'clock, 7:30, somewhere in there. We're talking all things about Magic, all fun things. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next week.
Poppy, give us a like.
Say, Grandpa, give us a like.
Grandpa, give us a like.
Make sure you talk into your microphone,
Grandpa.
otherwise they can't hear you.
Grandpa, give us a like.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.
Bye.